We'll go live to Ewan O'Neill, who's in Samara on the banks of the Volga, where Russia will play Uruguay in 2 hours from now. He's there with the Russian sports minister.
Yeah, hello, thanks for that. Colin, welcome to a gloriously hot day, and believe me, it is very hot here, around 34 degrees right now, but it feels even more. Yeah, fans have been steadily coming into the ground here, and I'm delighted to say that we have the Russian sports minister, Pavel Kolobkov himself. You're very welcome, Pavel. Thanks so much for taking the time. So there we have it, halfway stage of games now at this FIFA World Cup. Russia's first. What's your verdict on it so far?
Well, indeed, there have been many reviews from the fans and the organizers and FIFA and the media. For many countries, the World Cup has been very well organized. And the teams have put up a great performance. And in terms of organization, we are ready. You can see that the fans are so excited. So we are satisfied.
Hosting a World Cup for the first time, it's a mammoth undertaking, I would say. What have the main challenges been for Russia?
Well, you know, hosting such major events is a very tremendous task. First, we had to set up the infrastructure. 95 sports venues, 12 stadia, 32 Russian regions that were involved in hosting the World Cup. So first of all, we had to set up the infrastructure. It had to be up and running. Then organizing the Cup. Just imagine, there are a lot of foreign fans coming to Russia. All of the stadia are packed, so you need to create the right kind of environment, festival for football fans. So there are no minor things. It's a very complicated process. But Russia has a lot of experience in hosting major events. In 2014, we hosted the Winter Olympics. But the World Cup certainly is an unprecedented event. So it's a nationwide event.
Judging by the number of fans who have come here and all the parties, the celebrations on the street, it seems that there are many more foreign fans who have come without tickets. Can you give us a sense of the amount of fans who are in Russia for this tournament?
Well, first of all, we'll draw the conclusions following the World Cup when we see the statistics, how many fans visited the stadia, how many fans went to bars, went to FIFA FanFest venues. But it's 50-50 for those who came to the stadium and those who stay outside.
In such numbers, and we have read, we're talking about hundreds of thousands, into the millions. What do you think about the negative, really, media coverage that was built up, particularly in the West before this scare stories? How has that changed, if at all, in the first 11 days that you have seen of this tournament?
Definitely, we didn't like reading those stories, but we tried to ignore it. We were convinced that everything would take place in a friendly environment. You know that Russia is a very hospitable country. We love to host foreign fans. We tried to create the best kind of conditions. So whatever we've done today can be seen. And again, there have been almost no negative reviews in the press right now. There have been a lot of positive coverage. So that's what we wanted. That's what we're trying to achieve. We're trying to provide such a friendly atmosphere, the best World Cup in history.
A World Cup of firsts in many ways. It's Russia's first World Cup. You have fans coming here who are able to travel free to cities with their fan ID, free public transport, that's another first. But also video assistant referee, VAR, is being implemented for the first time at this World Cup. How do you think it's been used so far?
You're right. Fan ID was used for the first time. There have been a lot of debates so far, but it allows for a visa-free entry for the fans. That's the first pro, and it's also your entry to the stadium. And you can also travel freely between the host cities using dedicated trains, and they're now almost packed. This is one of the most important factors that create that friendly atmosphere and facilitate entry to the stadium. Now, talking of the VAR implemented by FIFA, it's too early to draw any conclusions. There have been many pros, there have been some cons, so we'll have to do homework after the World Cup, and it's up to the fans, to the football players, to the coaches. They have to judge it. Our job is to make the game exciting, and the end result should not depend on referee mistakes.
Like a lot of other World Cup host cities, I'm thinking of the likes of Volgograd, Nizhny Novgorod, which traditionally would not see a lot of international visitors compared to Moscow, St. Petersburg, Kazan. How important is that for people here to embrace it like they have and get to see other cultures and get to meet so many fans from all across the world? Is that something really important for you at this tournament?
Absolutely. That's the goal of a major event. We need to demonstrate country, to show the hospitality. We never imagined that about 10,000 Colombians would come to the country. 55,000 Uruguayans. Then you have 5,000 fans from Iceland. It's a great opportunity to get to know the country, to get your own impression of the country, not based from the media. It's first-hand experience that is most valuable.
Another topic, while you're here, I'd like to get your take on. The head of USADA, the United States Anti-Doping Agency, said last week, and now this was during the World Cup here, that Russian footballers should be tested more for doping offences. First of all, your reaction, and secondly, did you expect something like that to occur?
As I said earlier, there will be statements like this. Indeed, the head of USADA often makes such strange, provocative statements, but it's time to get accustomed to it. But it's FIFA who's in charge of the World Cup. FIFA had its own investigation. They did not have any allegations or claims to the Russian team, to the Russian players. So I think it's up to the organizers, to FIFA, to rule on this. So I don't want to comment on it. I don't want to comment on a head of an anti-doping organization in the US. They should rather stick to their own anti-doping policy inside the US and better leave it to WADA, to FIFA, and to the International Olympic Committee.
And just on the legacy of this World Cup, what do you think it's going to be in the future when people look back on this tournament for Russia?
Well, legacy could be different. It could be material, or tangible, or non-tangible. talking of the legacy that we're discussing right now, hundreds of thousands of foreign fans have come to Russia, and definitely Russian people will have their memory of that. They'll remember the games, and Russia would retain all the infrastructure, all the wonderful venues. The cities have improved their infrastructure, including transport infrastructure. It's very important to hold the World Cup in the countries that have never hosted such big events. It helps to drive the economy. It opens up these countries to people from other countries. So I welcome the FIFA decision to host the World Cup in Russia and in other countries. It's a great opportunity to put your best foot forward, to rise up to the challenge. So for us, it's the biggest festival, the biggest football celebration, sports celebration that we could have ever imagined.
Take on the game of today. We're looking at Russia versus Uruguay for Group A supremacy in the World Cup. Now, some weeks ago, if I had said to a lot of people here that Russia could finish top of Group A, they may have looked quite strange at me. How do you think they're going to do today? And also, in general, do you think they can go further in this tournament? It will be tough, but is there a chance?
Well, overall, I'd like to tell you that we have 32 best teams in the world. And each team puts a great performance. Every game has been exciting, and we haven't seen any nil-nil draws. There was at least one goal scored in each of the games, and it's great that Russia's been really strong in physically. It's been demonstrating an attacking style of football. We believed in our team, and as you can see, there have been a lot of fans, and FIFA Fan Fest venues are packed. We believe in our team. We are convinced that our side has very good chances. It has a very good chance to advance to the next round. We have to prepare for each match. And there have been a lot of unexpected results when favorites lost and an outsider wins, a team that wants it even more, a team that's assisted by the 12th player, the so-called 12th player, the fans. So we really hope for a positive outcome of today's match.
Well, we won't have to wait too long to find out. In less than a few hours, Russia versus Uruguay kicks off here at the beautiful Samara Arena. We've been speaking to the Minister of Sport, Pavel Kolobkov. We thank you so much for your time this hour. Very interesting, sir. Thank you.